What if I told you the next weapon of global power isn't a missile or a tank, it's a metal? In 2025, China's dominance of rare earth elements has become one of the most potent tools in geopolitics. With one decision, Beijing can slow down factories, stall electric vehicles, even disrupt missile production. This video will explore whether China is weaponizing rare earth minerals, the facts, the strategy, and the consequences. So let's start. To unpack the strategy, we first need to understand the numbers. China currently produces around 69% of the world's rare earth output and carries out nearly 90% of the world's refining of these elements. In mining alone, China in 2024 accounted for about 270 kilotons of rare earth oxide equivalent, more than two-thirds of global production. So, processing is where the real leverage lies. Even countries that actually mine rare earths often end up shipping their raw materials to China for refining and processing into high-value finished products, like magnets. Without processing, mining alone just doesn't translate into real power. If dominance is established, then the next question is, has China ever used it as a weapon? Well, yes. One standout case was during the 2010 Japan-China tensions, when China temporarily suspended rare earth exports to Japan after a maritime dispute over the Senkaku, or Diaoyu, Islands. That move really shook global supply chains. More recently, in April 2025, China added 7 rare earth elements, including terbium, yttrium, dysprosium, lutetium, samarium, scandium, and gadolinium, to its export control list. These elements are critical for advanced technologies, including aerospace, defense systems, and electric vehicles. In June 2025, China's export of rare earth magnets surged nearly threefold from May, as firms scrambled, but exports to the United States remained 52% lower year on year. This just shows how China can control the flow and timing of key materials. Rare earth elements are, well, hidden in everything. The motor of your electric vehicle, the magnets in a wind turbine generator, the guidance system of a missile, and even the chip in your smartphone. Some defense systems actually use hundreds of kilograms of rare earth oxides. For instance, every F-35 fighter contains over 400 kilograms of rare earths. Because China controls the full chain, mining, refining, magnet manufacturing, it holds not just economic power but, honestly, strategic power too. If China restricts exports, the ripple affects global manufacturing, defense readiness, and, yeah, even the energy transition. Weaponization doesn't always mean bombs, it means leverage. By restricting exports, delaying licenses, or raising regulatory costs, China can raise the cost and risk for other countries. For example, its new interim regulations issued in October 2025 strengthen control over mining, trade, processing, and export of rare earths, and apply licensing even to foreign imported materials. Analysts view this as a non-kinetic tactic, a supply chain weapon. If China needs to send a message without firing a shot, it adjusts export quotas, raises processing standards, or delays licenses. Because many countries don't have alternative supply chains ready, the cost of disruption can be huge. Some models estimate a 10% supply disruption could cost up to $150 billion in lost output. Recognizing the risk, countries are scrambling. The United States, Australia, India, Japan, and the European Union are pushing to diversify supply chains, reopen mines, build refining capacity, invest in recycling, and enter strategic partnerships. But the challenge is massive. And the technology, the economies of scale, the environmental cost are China built that infrastructure decades ago. Replicating it takes time, money, and political will. Meanwhile, heavy reliance on China leaves global industries vulnerable. Electric vehicle makers, defense contractors, electronics firms, all exposed if China tightens control again. So, is it true that China is weaponizing rare earth minerals? The evidence suggests yes, not with tanks or missiles, but with control of materials that power modern tech and defense. China has the dominance, the regulatory tools, and the willingness to act. Do you think the rest of the world will break free before the next disruption? Comment below in the video. Thanks for watching the video.